Hey guys, sorry about that. Video cut out for whatever reason, but I'm just going to pick up where I left off. So basically, I'm going to provide this link where it actually goes to the author of the paper's website, and he actually provides the code for the parallel breadth first search implementation. So go ahead and download it. You can open it and extract it to any folder on your desktop, and basically it'll give you these files. Basically, it's three source files. One of them is for the bag data structure, one of them is for the graph data structure, and the other one's for the actual breadth first search algorithm. There's three header files: the bag data structure header file, graph data structure header file, and a utility file. Other than that, there's just a make file because this person didn't use Visual Studio, so they don't have a Visual Studio solution. It's just a make file, so you would have to run this in the command line. He gives a README on how to use the makefile and how to compile and run everything. And he also talks about the input graph format. So what he actually did is he provided a MATLAB script file, which allows you to convert data in MATLAB into a graph in binary format. And that's the type of format graph that he uses in this algorithm. So if we go over to the README, he talks about this program reads in a file storing binary representation of a graph and executes either breadth first search or parallel breadth first search on that graph. So for the usage of it, so once you run make for the make file, you can simply run it using these command line arguments. You would go /f if you want to specify the file name. So once you run this MATLAB script and you create your binary graph, you just pass the file name or for the file path into there. And then to use the algorithm, you specify which algorithm to use. So if you want to use the serial version, you just pass it a B. If you want to use the parallel version, you pass it a P. And then you could use the C flag if you want. That will verify the results to make sure that everything's correct. Other than that, that's pretty much it. If you want to clean up the make file, you go make it clean. Yeah, so for the graph input file, it's a binary file with this format. So if you really wanted to take the time to do it, you could create your own file of in binary with this type of format to read it in with this algorithm. But the best way to do it would be to just run this MATLAB code. The reason why I can't run it is because I don't have MATLAB and I'm still using the crappy computer. So my results will probably be inaccurate and not really good for research purposes anyways. So I'm just going to go through what you can do with this. So yeah, if you have MATLAB, I highly suggest you to use the script he provided in this folder right here. If you open it up, it's actually just this. So yeah, just dumps a matrix to the file output, and the result is a binary representation of the matrix. So you could use it as an input graph. Um, Other than that, in Visual Studio, you can just add those source files to your source files folder and the header files to your header files folder. And I think if you were to compile and run this, it would work, but you might have to tweak a few things because I know that you would have to specify unsigned int as an unsigned int rather than a uint. Because I know if I were to, let's see, if I build this, I'm probably going to get errors for uint. Yeah, see, he's using uint all over the place. So you would have to either change that to unsigned int or create a type def up here. Um, so you would have to do a little bit of cleanup on the code. The code is very, very complex and complicated, so I would suggest instead of running it in Visual Studio, just follow the README and run it through the command lines and use the make file, um, and then take it from there. But yeah, for the code is very, very complex. The author didn't really do a good job of documenting and commenting everything. The code's really messy. The indentation's only two spaces. Um, so it's just really hard to read and understand. So one of the files is about 700 lines long. The other one's 200, the other one's 300. Oh no, this one's 150. This one is 300. There's also a bunch of code in each of the header files too, so make sure you give those a read too if you really want to make changes or alter this in any way. But in my opinion, I would just leave it the way it is. Again, do it through the command line using the makefile and give it a couple runs and see what you get. But yeah, I'm sorry that I couldn't run any of this because it does accept a binary format input file for the graph, and I don't have MATLAB, and I just don't have the time to create a large enough breadth first search input graph that would prove worthy of, you know, recording useful results from rather. So yeah, I'm gonna provide the links to all of this in the description. So take a look at it, take a good read. And again, if you're super interested, then you can read the longer paper, the 77-page paper of it. But yeah, other than that, that's it. Thanks a lot, guys, and take care.